Hello and welcome to All About Berea. This is our new season, and we are very excited to be here. And I have Miss Beth Myers, who's co-hosting with me again this season, and she has brought some guests here for our first session.
I have indeed, and I will attempt to get through these names if you guys can just be patient with me. This is Dr. Alistine Turley from Berea College. She was brought in, I think, from the beginning, right, with the Carter G. Woodson Center to be director for that. And then we have two students with us as well who are going to talk about a program that they're going to be doing this weekend. So we have Quentin Savage. Quentin, where are you from?
I'm originally from Southern California.
Okay, okay.
Sophomore.
Great, and so you've been here, so this is your second year at Berea, or did
That's
you
right.
transfer? Okay, great. And Aziza, am I saying that right?
Aziza.
Aziza, so it's kind of second, so okay. And Aziza Morgan, and Aziza, where are you
Morris.
from? Morris. And where are you originally from?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville.
All the way over in Nashville.
Right, that's how we think of it in Kentucky. Boy, Knoxville's a lot closer.
Now, see, I love Nashville. I spent a lot of time in Nashville. When I was in high school, I would go sing at Opryland.
Oh, okay.
Back when, do you even remember Opryland?
Yes.
You do?
I know the area that Opryland is in.
Oh, you don't remember the park. I know you don't. She's trying to make me feel good, isn't she?
You're not that old, honey. There's still some ghosts there. So anyway, you guys have put together a program. Dr. Joel, you want to tell us a little bit about it, and then maybe we can get into coming up with some of the reasons, because I know the students were kind of the inspiration
Exactly.
Behind this coming about.
Exactly. Based upon events that were occurring in Ferguson, Missouri, there was a call from the community that we, as a nation, on September 13th, do something nationwide around the issue of community policing. And since the students, both Quentin and Aziza, both had a great passion about this event and actually organized events on our own campus, we thought it would be good if we could team up and do something on campus for the entire community, faculty, staff, students, and community. So everyone is invited this Saturday at 5:30 in the Carter G. Woodson Center to hear from our police chief, David Gregory, as well as City Councilman Virgil Burnside, Mayor Conley, and Mrs. Carla Gilbert, the new president of the Human Rights Commission. So we'll have some presentations by the students, we'll have a presentation from the police chief, and then the community gets to have their questions responded to by the panel.
And this will actually take place at the Carter G. Woodson Center, right?
Yes.
You're going to have people
Yes.
seated in that area.
We will have people seated. If we get an overflow, then we will immediately move to Baird Lounge. So it's open to the public, and if we have, we will make room for those people who wish to come.
Yeah, and obviously a national tragedy like this, especially because there's such access with all kinds of media now, it becomes very personal. Quentin and Aziza, how has this been for you, this whole process with hearing this, seeing it, and then thinking about it? If you want to just talk a little bit about your experiences with that.
Absolutely. Personally, I feel like education is really important, and it's got to come from a lot of different perspectives. So there are some people who would have been really, really shocked by the events in Ferguson, and there are also people who might have been a little more savvy and a little, it wasn't as deep of an issue. That's the wrong word. It wasn't as...
Maybe didn't hit as deep. Or,
That's what I mean. And it's important to have both these people to come together to kind of transform this type of conflict into something that's going to be useful. So Aziza and I, we've both been really, really moved by the events in Ferguson. We wanted to show solidarity with Mike Brown and the people of Ferguson. And Dr. Turley invited us to partake in the forum, and we thought that was a great event to involve the campus body of them.
Okay. And Aziza, you're actually the vice president of the Black Student Union on campus, right? Okay. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience?
I feel like my whole thing is building community, as Quentin is basically saying it's time that everyone come together. I feel like this situation made it to where we have to have a conversation. It's like you can't not have a conversation at this point. You can't not do something. I feel it has its ups and downs, at certain points, but I feel like it's time that we all come together.
So has this felt, was it hard to come to this particular kind of thing, like a public forum inviting this? Was this over time, or did you guys just kind of like, hey, this is what we're going to do? That's a great idea. A couple of ideas you went back and forth as you decided, or?
Actually, I think I kind of drug them along.
That's what great teachers do.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, so we can't. They had a great event on campus, and we didn't want it to die with just one event.
That was what was it, walkout?
Hands up,
Hands off,
walkout.
walkout.
And since that had been done on campus, many people had said, okay, so is that the end of it?
Right.
And there wasn't really a discussion. The students expressed their feelings, but we needed to hear more from our own community leaders and also from the students to have them have an opportunity to really make clear what their concerns are and to gain some information for our own community about policing in our own town. So.
Well, and it struck me, I think, when I was talking to you earlier, Dr. Turley, you made a comment that I thought was very, it really struck me about how what Ferguson showed. I mean, there was, of course, the racial issue, the police issue, all of that kind of burden that we carry with us, but also the communication, that how there didn't seem to be avenues between the police and the community.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, what do we do now when this conflict arises? There was no, way for these two groups to mediate, and you said on one side there seemed to be fear, even on the police side, for the community, and then on the community there's a great deal of distrust.
Right.
And I assume probably by bringing the police chief in, bringing the mayor, bringing further alongside the city councilman, you're hoping to start establishing those those lines of communication.
I think here at Berea we are fortunate that we are a community where we can call the police chief or call the city councilman and they respond to us immediately.
Say, hey, you want to come?
Exactly,
Sure.
exactly. Without fear. I mean, they've made
going
themselves
through 3 different secretaries,
exactly.
and yeah.
They've made themselves available to us, and I've shared with the students how I think, even though this is a great benefit, that if you could look at what has happened in Ferguson with people trying to get a response from their city officials, and how easy it was to get city officials here to respond to our request and I guess kind of put themselves out there to answer community questions. I think that's something we need to take advantage of, and really maybe even be a model for other cities to see how this is how community policing, community conversations happen. That there shouldn't be this fear and distrust between the people who are supposed to be protecting us and the community.
Right, it's to serve and protect, not to intimidate and interrogate.
Yeah.
Right. And I think, okay, it's starting at 5:30, right?
Correct.
And I believe it starts with the student presentations. Is that kind of the
Correct.
first thing?
We'll have
that's
some
gonna
brief
happen?
welcoming remarks, and then the students have their presentation that they'll be doing.
Okay, and both of you are going to be doing a presentation, right? And then I think there's 2 others.
Correct.
Do you guys want to tell us just a little bit about your piece
Sure.
that you're doing, Quentin? And then Aziz?
Right, so we're going to talk about the theme of maybe over-policed and underdeveloped, specifically in response to Ferguson and Berea, and how it can relate to some African Americans or other minorities in the city. So that's going to be one of the themes that we discuss, and then Aziz is going to speak about.
I'm going to speak about race in America. We're actually going to start off with a video that I made talking about Black Lives Matter, that whole movement. And then I'm going to talk about the conversation that we need to have in order to move towards progressive change and build community among the races. So I'm going to have that conversation.
Thank you all very much for what you're doing for the community, and thank you for caring. And working with the city, being a city councilman, I've got to experience our city government at work, and I hope you will be delightfully surprised by how they will respond to you, because I do believe we have a great community and a very open to conversation environment, and very welcoming. So I'm very excited, and
Well, and especially from the community, I think the college has so much to give us as well, just as far as the college being a much more diverse environment, and just kind of programs. So I appreciate the fact that this is a public forum.
Yes.
Like that you're opening this up to everyone
Who would
Berea
like to
Madison
come.
kind who would like to come and engage in this type of
well, it's
conversation.
another one of those events. Being a Berea College student myself,
Oh yeah, Berea College alum. Where we have
I remember all the good things that we did on campus that were wonderful, and I thought, why doesn't the town know about this? they could be participating.
Correct.
And it's great for you to come out here and share this with everyone and invite them. So
Correct.
that's great.
And the Carl G. Woodson Center does, our mission has to deal with faculty, staff, students, and community. So the more we can bring
That's right,
these
your
groups-
window is very broad on that way, yeah.
Yes, so bringing the community in the campus and bringing our students to the community is a gift I think we can share with the Berea community.
And you are in the alumni building, for those who
Alumni
don't know.
building,
Just
main floor.
walk right through the main floor and keep walking and you'll hit it. And I think
Exactly.
you actually designed a wonderful timeline.
Yes.
And this presentation might go up on your walls as well somewhere,
So
right?
I would love for it and to be in our archives.
Yeah.
It will be on our website if people aren't able to make it out on the 13th. We will certainly have it on the Carter G. Woodson website.
And we'll put a link to that.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
share that.
Certainly, I can't think of a better department group or whatever to facilitate this. I mean, it's almost like you guys are positioned perfectly
Anything
for
you
this
need
type
to
of
announce,
conversation.
get it to us. I just was looking when we were starting the new season.
Though
I
the
wanted-
print
I
media
wanted
is
to
much
know-
more effective
wanted
than
to-
online,
I wanted
so
to know the
give it
numbers.
to me before Chad.
So if you'll get it to Beth and then give it to me.
My God, I'm gonna go down swinging on this.
You will cover
Print
a
media's still
large
around.
audience. We had 19,000 visitors last month. I was very
But
excited.
they read us more thoroughly,
Yeah, okay.
because we do a more thorough job. Thank you.
Are you feeling?
Feel a little frisky tonight, yes.
Is there anything else you wanted to share?
Yeah, I think it's really important to address that we've got a whole lot of other people backing us.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mhm.
Candace King, who's also at Berea College, she's working really, really hard. Malefi Hopkins-Peters,
Ali Blair.
Anna Lovelace. These
Anna
all-
Lovelace, who is from the Ferguson area, she's a Berea College student
Oh, really?
and was very distressed by
Oh, I'm
what she saw
sure.
happening in her community. So
Absolutely.
And all the Berea College students, everybody is coming out to events and they're supporting, and so students
That's
are being
great.
great.
Last
I'd be
fall.
surprised if you get a pretty big crowd.
Mhm.
I wouldn't. So.
Last fall, you all met my 8-year-old son running around here. Last fall, for fall break, we went out to St. Louis County and just kind of toured the whole area. We're in every little community around through there. And I remember when it came on the news, he was like, "Dad, weren't we there?" So it really kind of hits home. You realize that we live in, it's a big country, but we're so connected now. Everything affects us.
So we hope the community will come out and support it, and you may have questions, they may have questions of their own that they would like answered, and this would be the forum for it.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks again for being
Yeah,
here.
thank you so
And
much.
please come out and support them at their event on Saturday. We'll get this video up just as quickly as we can, so you'll have plenty of time to see it.
That's right, so that you'll see it before Saturday
Yes.
and you'll come.
And if you watch it after Saturday, just know that they're doing a great thing, and you can watch it on the internet.
Well, and keep in touch, because I think you guys, it'd be very possible you might have some follow-up to this,
Yes.
right?
Exactly.
Just depending on how this goes, so,
Exactly.
yeah, so I don't think this will be the end.
All right, thanks again for being here, and we want to have you back sometime. We do a discussion session where we will bring in the police chief and some other people and have you sit down and have a discussion right here on the show, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching All About Berea.